Hey there, Regina Anley here, and it is time for Tips and Tricks Tuesday. When you think about what you're posting out on social media, specifically out on Facebook, are you creating value-based content for your audience? Now, what is value-based content? It's literally what it says. It's content that you create, it's your posts that actually provide some value to whoever it is that's reading it, to your audience. Now, that value could be a result that they're looking for. It could be some tips and tricks. It could be some general information. It can be just about anything as long as it's of value to the reader. Now, when you think about that, there's three keys to making sure that your value-based content hits home. So the first thing is you really need to know who your audience is. Now, we talk about audience all the time, and yet a lot of people still really haven't nailed down their target audience. They still want to talk to a much broader audience than they really should be talking to. Here's the thing. When you're creating any kind of post, when you're creating any kind of content, you're speaking to one person. So when you think about creating any content, just imagine yourself speaking to that one person. That is your client avatar, your dream client avatar, your ideal client avatar, whatever you want to call them. It is that one person that you have defined, that you've created, and you know what they're interested in, you know what their needs are, you know what their pain points are, you know everything about them. You can write them out, give them a name, and describe them in detail. That is the one person that you are talking to, no matter what it is that you're creating. Now, here's the thing. Some people say, well, that's just too narrow an audience for me. Other people will gravitate in. Just because you're talking to that one person doesn't mean that it's one person. Now, number one, a lot of us have similar things going on. So you've got that audience, right? So you've got that narrow audience. And then there's people who bits and pieces of that stuff that's going on. So now you got a little wider audience. And then you have people who are just curious, who go, oh, I'm kind of sort of interested in to see what she's posting today. And so now you've got even a wider audience. Speaking to that one person, that one single person, can actually help you define your value-based content, because you want to speak to that one person and you want to be very specific. Your content needs to have one subject and one result. So when you type out anything, value-based content and value-based posting is all about knowing your audience and then delivering that value consistently to that audience. So whether it's out in your Facebook group or wherever it is that you're sending it to them, specifically, we're going to stick with Facebook groups here. So if you have a Facebook group out there and you are wondering why not too many people are engaging in your stuff, maybe it's because you're not providing enough value. Now, value doesn't necessarily mean you're giving everything away. It does mean you're giving away a lot of stuff for free. So even Tips and Tricks Tuesday here, I give a lot of stuff that I actually teach in some of my programs. I go into it a lot deeper in those programs. And so that's what you're doing when you do your value posts out on Facebook. You're creating those posts that have the value, has a result, so that people start to know, like, and trust you, and they understand that you actually have a solution to their problem, to their pain point, to their wants, their needs. You can actually help them. Then they want to engage with you more. So remember, know your audience. And then number two, so knowing your audience is number one. Number two is delivering that value consistently. It can be educational content. It could be entertaining content. It could be inspirational content. Think about who your audience is and what do they actually need. What does your audience need? If you don't know, ask them. Ask them questions. Out on Facebook, you can create a poll and you can ask a specific question. You can say, what is your biggest challenge? If you're a nutrition consultant, what is your biggest challenge right now with your nutritional journey. I'm not a nutrition consultant, so I'm making this up. You know what you're talking about. And you could have something in the post like, prepping food every week, sticking to what I really want to be eating when I go to parties and go out, not drinking alcohol if you like to have a drink here and there, and nutritionally on whatever program you're on, it doesn't let you do that. You can create a poll that has all these different things in it, and that will engage your audience. And then from that, you know exactly what you want to go post about now. You can create value posts to actually resolve all the stuff that they tell you inside of that poll, right? So when you think about it, you can create the educational, the entertaining, the inspirational. Just be consistent. Consistently show up for your audience. One tip to go along with that, delivering value consistently, is when you deliver that value and people start responding to your posts, make sure you are there to respond back. Never, ever, ever ghost your audience. When you think about it, a lot of people post out in groups and then people start responding to them, and then that person never shows up again. So if it's your group, you are the main person. If somebody likes something, if somebody comments on something, make sure that you comment back. It could be so much as, oh, wow, thank you for your comment. I really appreciate it. Just make sure that you are there responding back and engaging back with your audience. So provide them the value and then engage back with them. This is how you create the relationship with your community. A group is all about your community, and you want to create a value-based community where you're providing the value. And the last one is to really encourage that interaction and really build the community up. So how do you do that? Well, calls to action are always good. So when you're putting a Facebook post out there and it's a value post, you can have people respond. You can have a value post about something that is going on in their life that you provide some tips, maybe like the top 3 tips to. And at the end of the post, you say, if this has been helpful for you, comment helpful below, just to get them to engage. You know that they read it, you know that they engaged. Now you can start building that relationship. You're fostering that community. So it's all about building the community. And you can ask for feedback. Ask for feedback from your audience, from your community. When you're putting stuff out there, it's not just about the polls. You can just put a post out. If you have something going on, or your audience has a challenge, what is the biggest challenge that you're facing right now? You can just put a post out like that and then have people engage. And when they engage, now you've got all kinds of content information for your value-based posts, so that now you can wrap it back around and create that value so that people want to come in and say, wow, I want to go into this group because this group always has great information. So I want to go in and I want to check it out and make sure I didn't miss anything. So that is all about creating value-based posts. Now, if you want to go much deeper into this, we have an upcoming masterclass. It's a free masterclass. It is going to be right here on Facebook, and it's going to be live December 4th, 5th, and 6th. And if you're interested in finding out information about it, just go to www.getclientsfaster.com. We'll actually put there it is. We'll put that right there. It's getclientsfaster.com. It's going across the bottom of the screen right now. And all you need to do is click there to register. And we are going to spend those 3 days not only making sure that you know exactly who your audience is, we're going to make sure that you know how to create those value posts and all of the other kinds of posts. It's not just about value posts. There's other things that you need to do out on Facebook to create all of that engagement and actually start building that community. And we're going to go into a lot of detail on those 3 days. So come and join us over at getclientsfaster.com. And the program is called How to Easily Attract New Clients Without Spending a Dime. And it's all about Facebook and other social media posting and interaction and the content to help you stand apart from the crowd. So hope to see you out there. We will see you next time on Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Bye for now.